So hello everyone. So we are live on Twitch. So welcome to another session of recreational programming. So yesterday we have worked on creating a chat app using this library, Sockeon library. So we have implemented a basic chat system without authentication and storage. So we have implemented the message broadcasting and the typing indicators and the system message type of thing. So today we will continue this project and we will implement the authentication system and the storage system for the message. So we'll create a database. I will connect to the database and just store the user details and the messages there. So let's get started. So I'll just run yesterday's project. So this is our yesterday chat page, just simple chat page, so where anyone can come and just do the chat. So here the system type logging type of thing. So we don't have, actually we don't have any username, so we are just printing the client ID here. So we have also the typing indicators here, so like this. So now we will implement the authentication system first. So we'll be using the SQLite database and we'll connect it using the, I think, PDO1 PDO PHP. So and we'll just create some of the tables like users and messages and we'll just store it. So let's deep dive into the code. So for now, for that we need something like a class, database class that basically connects and create tables initially. So just in the src I will create a folder for utils, the utilities, and I will just place a class here. It will be the database class, right? So here we will implement the database connection and stops. So we'll just have a constructor here. Right. So now what you can have is we'll just use the PDO. So we will need something like private. We'll just get a static, so it will be accessible anywhere. So private static, it will be a PDO. So PDO, and we'll just be the database. So here we'll just connect database. So we can call this. So we'll have to call like self database will be. So I think we have new PDO, and we'll just can pass the path of the database. So we can just, I think we can just write SQLite and we'll just write some path. So we'll just place that, I think, 2 step back, and we'll just have a data folder and we'll just have the database.sqlite. I think we can do this. We'll have a function, public static function get instance, and it will just return the instance. We'll just test if this works or not. So just will add this one. So now what we can do is in the server.php we can just call new database. So can you do like this? Unable to open database file something. So we'll just need a folder. I think we have data folder, right? And inside, can it create on file? Yeah. So we just need a database folder, and we'll just create a file here, database.sqlite. So here it's empty. So we have to create the tables stubs. So what we can do is so we can create some of the functions like public function. I can just call it a private function, private static function, and we can just call it initial migrations. Its return type will just be void. So we'll use this instance to create tables to execute some of the queries, like so. In the constructor we'll just call self initial migrations, just call run initial migrations. So now what we can have is we'll just call self database, or we can just call self get instance, and we can just execute the query. So I think we have to create table. So create table users. So I just forget the schema. So I think we have like this, create table users, and I am just entering the SQL query after a long time, so I just forgot how to create tables in a database. So and I'll just Google it, nothing much. So create table SQLite query. Think we have create table, and if not exist table name, and yeah. So we have initially the column name and data type, and if it's primary key, and we have the primary key. So create table if not exists. So user one. So we'll have column ID. So it will time integer, and it will be primary. So primary key. Similarly, what we can have, we have just name, which will be I think varchar 255, and it will be not be nullable. And similarly we will have email, will be varchar 255. I think we can add a unique constant here. Yeah, you can add a unique constant here. So similarly we'll have a password, and we'll just have it as varchar, it will be 255, and I think we will need something like created at, and it will be time stamps and timestamp or something, and it will be default current time stamp or what. Let me try just if it works. So it will also be updated it. So updated that, and it will be on update current time stamp if it works. I didn't know. So to add create it and update it, create columns. So current timestamp to add as not null. So it will not be null, it will not be null. Similar, it will not be the null. So it's the current timestamp. But how can you define if it auto updated? So for now I'll just skip this. So it will just create a user table. Let me try restarting the server. So I think we don't have a comma here. Yeah, it's working. So let me check if the user table is created. So it's something, I don't need anything. We'll just download the drivers. Okay, so we'll have a new table. Select master and users. So you have a users table where we have ID as a primary key, we have a name as string, and you will have email which is also unique, and we have password, and we have created it, and we have updated it. Right, so the users table is ready. Similarly, we will need another table for the messages. So you can just call self instance execute the query. So we'll just copy this one. In the users, we'll just call messages. So table will be messages, and we'll have a ID, and we'll just have the actual message, which will be just text. Can we call this text or text? SQLite column text. Don't we have something in text? It's not showing, so just write. So message, and we'll have something like foreign key. So for foreign key, so we'll have foreign key. It will have a column name to user ID, and we'll have references to users, and foreign column will be ID. Did it work? So we'll have ID as a primary key. We'll have a message. So we'll have a foreign key to user ID, and we'll just have a created and updated it. So it will not have any use, so the message will not update. But we need this created at registered timestamps of a message sent. So we'll use this. Let me try unknown column user ID. So I think we have to just initially create a user ID column. So I think user ID, it will be integer, it will be not null. Right, who can do this? So isn't this the way? Foreign key references foreign table foreign column. So we have to have auto increment too. So yeah, we need auto increment. So why this? There is a references users table and why do I have to twist the bracket? I don't think so. So can I do this? No, auto increment only allowed on integer primary key. It's the integer, right? Integer. SQLite foreign key references. So can we just do this? So can I call this? It will be integer and it references on user and it will be the ID. Yeah, we can do this, but let me delete this one. Just delete this. We'll just recreate it. So let me refresh it. So we have a users table and we have a messages table, right? We have the ID as a primary key, message and a user ID. So yeah, I think it's the primary key. So now the tables are ready. So we have created the users table and we have created the messages table. So let me just create some of the authentication logic here. So now what we can do is I've just call it here. Or you can simply instead of constructor you can just call public static function init and call it here. So it will just return the void. Instead of here we can call this database init, right? I think it will be better. So we'll just init database here and we'll just do this, right? So now it will work, right? So now what we have to do is we have to create some of the front end pages for the authentication first. So we need two pages for login and one for the register, right? So let me create something page like chat.html. Right, so what we can have is we will just have, no, it's not the chat, it's the login.html. We'll just create first register.html. So register user will have register user. Similarly we'll need second page login.html. So we'll have two pages, so we can just solve this one. we have login.html, and we have register.html, right? So now we'll just create a simple register page for now. So we'll just name, email and password. So in the register.html, just have a main, and we'll just have a div here. It will be flex, and just use the element. So now just flex, justify center, and items center, and here we'll have a label for the name, and input for name. It will be register.html. So we have it here. You can just have a border gray, like this. We can have PS4. So we'll just make the color gray. I think it's very much 100. So it will be height of the screen. I have just one h1 login, something like welcome back. It will be class and border gray. It will be just class flex column gap b1. So its minimum width will be 200 pixel. It's very low. Just to call it width 600. Stop border, can I do something like beige white? You should go no. So it's a beige gray 100, and just make the background here to white. Something like this. Not so good, but anyways. So class empty 3, so text center, and text will be 5 pixel, no 3 pixel, still very much to excel. And we'll just have the background not here, get a separate div, and we'll just place this class here, and then all inputs will be there like this. So it is industry. So it will have py here, rounded. py1 pi1 px2 and placeholder will be enter your name. So it will be outline none. It will have a strong and it will be text red 600, something like this. So we'll have the same for email. Type email and it will be email. So it will be flex call. Give this. So I'm very much fond of using flex. So 5. So we have the name, we have the email. Similarly, we'll need now password. Something like password, and we'll name a confirm password. So confirmation. So I'm using the Laravel style. So confirm password, and on in the all input we'll have so required. Here we'll have email, we'll have enter your password, enter your password. So we have a form like this. And we'll have just have a button here. And will be register. So it will be width full, busy blue 600, text white, and py1, we don't need px3, 1.5 and rounded a bit. So we just have our form ready. So this is the form. Can I have something like jink with this class? We'll solve the 50, right? Yeah, something like this. Well, I think we have this one. Yep. So can I do this 100? Nope. So it's good for now. So this is our roster page. Welcome back, user. And we'll have a cursor pointer here. So its type will be submit, and this will not be if this is the form. Yeah. It's required. So never mind. We don't have the name attributes, so don't need now. Now what we can have, we'll create a API so that we can call it. for the registration, right? So now what we can have in our controllers, we can create just authentication controller, auth controller. We can just call it auth controller, and it will just extends our socket controller. And here we'll have a function for public function register. It will have, it is the HTTP one, so we'll have the request and the request. So we'll just return a response, so like this, and we have to bound it with the route, so HTTP route. So it will be in the post method, and we have the API slash, we don't need versioning now, so we just API slash register. So now we have to validate the form. So I think we provide a validator class, new validator. So we just have to do try and catch. Throwable. I don't remember so why I had something like exception here. So I think we have a validator class, validate class, so it's just throw exception, right? So I'll update this, so it will just have to return a false, no, not an exceptions. So or we can likely do, I think in the request class we have validator function, yeah, so can just call this, right? So if any validation occurs, so it will just throw the validation. Similar case, so we have to just 10 to the 1 and the catch exception throwable right. So in the validator we have initiated data, I think. So we'll just have the rules, yeah, it requires, we'll just have the rules to be, so name field is required, and it will be string and maximum to 55 characters. So similarly, email field is required, and it will be email, and it will be max to 55, and password is required, and it's a string, and it's max to 55. So we don't need the confirm password, so we'll just do the validation in the front end. So I don't remember how many type of authentication we have here. So validate field and rule validate. So I think we just go it here. So we have alphanumeric rule, alpha rule, array rule, and between rule, boolean rule, email rule, something like that. So we don't have the confirmation rule, so we don't need it now. So now what we can have is written so can have request get validation errors. Yeah, does it work? Aha, we'll just do response JSON. Errors will be this one. status be false, and the error code will be 422. Set content type to application slash JSON. So I think it's the JSON handle. It's So I think if the data is array or object, so it automatically sets the content type to application JSON. So I don't think we have to set explicitly. So let me try. So let me register it in our server.php. So here now we have our auth controller. So if I restart the server, so now what we can have in the register.html, we just have need some JS file. So we can just write the JS here, but I'll just create a new file, auth.js. So we'll have a ID here. So register form. So const register form will be document dot get element, so query selector register form. So register form, add event listener submit. The form is submit, we will just call a function and we'll pass just event here and event dot prevent default. So now what we can have, we'll just grab all the input fields. Can I do like this? Register form dot event something like inputs. So what does it return? I didn't know. So let me try just. So I don't have a fake filler here. Fake filler. I don't want to sign in, so I'll just do this, and I can register. It's refreshing the page as we haven't called the script here. Script auth.js. So it's undefined. So is there any way? I think JS get all inputs from form. I think there's some way. So you can have like something like this, but it will be in the form data. So now what we can have, so instead of form data I will just do it manually. So name will be document dot query selector. So we have id as name So you can just, its email, its password, and its password underscore confirmation, password confirmation. So we can have like this, right? So now what we can have, I will just call API and just pass it to there. So we'll just make a utils here. So api.js. So we'll just call a function, make a function. It's API. So we'll just pass method. So URI, method, and data, and we'll just can write it async here. So it should be await response. So sorry, fetch. It should be a URI, and I think we have fetch, and we have something like this, and method will be the method, and we'll have headers. So accept will be the application slash JSON, and the content type will be same application slash JSON, and in the body we'll just pass body. So it's with data. Const response will be this. So we'll just return a response for now. Response.json, but it should be await. So dodge, it will work. So I think we'll just have to import. Can just import utils as our api.js. Does it show any? Aha. So it have to be a module. I think we have a type module. So it should be api.js, right? So it's working. So it's calling the api.js. So now what we can have, can just call API, and what we can have is URI is equal to API slash register, and we'll have a method to be post method, and we'll have the data to be name, will be name, email will be email, and password will be the password. Log the response. So it will be response, just log the response. So let me just check it. So if I do fake fill, API is not defined. Why? why the API is not defined. Import, can I do this? It's a module, so export and API. So import API from api.js. Now can we have like this? Yeah, it's 402 unknown. So each, what the heck, why 402 each and 402 is unknown? Agent, it is the unprocessable entry, so it's not unprocessable, so it's just we'll just call, I think, 400 for bad request, right? Bad request. So we have the address name, email field is required. So we're passing the email. Why the email field is required? Can I just don't have it. So printer request and just start the server. Aha. I think we have var dump. So what the heck? Why it is empty? Do we have to JSON? So it's not here. So we have to, I think, JSON.stringify, right? Still. So name is, what the heck? So there's some issue with the Sockeon, I think. Request get body. So name is empty. So what are we passing? So we are passing JSON data. Oh, so it will be a value, not whole HTML. It will be a value. That value. Internal server error. Yep. So its return type should be string response non-returned. So it's working. If password password and password confirmation are not same, just return alert password and confirm password should match. So here don't need this. So if I don't send anything like this, so it should show error, right? So yeah, there is error in the email. So what is the email? The email field is required. So now what can we do? So we'll just, if there are any errors, we'll just show alert. If response dot okay, else alert. So const JSON will be response dot JSON. So if response is okay, just so alert just return. So we'll just pass a message here. For now, so here we'll just pass a message. The validation failed. So not here. So if I don't pass anything, just so alert the validation failed. What we can do is we can show request get validation, get fast something validation error. Don't we have a function for returning a fast error? Where are we? Validated, and it's validate, get validated data, get validation errors for a field, get fast validation error, set validation rules, set validation messages. Can we have this? Sorry, have to copy this and array keys of this and can we have like this? Will it work? I don't think so. Let me check. Show message. Array keys of this. Not, I think not this. So it will be this. Yeah, email phrase required. So it will just show the first message. but why it's array? So it will be 0 here, I think. So why the heck it is in? Yeah, so it's working now. So now we'll just uncomment this one. So now we'll continue this. So our data will be request validated. What can do? We can just have it here. What the heck? To the data request validated. Something like this. So now what we can have a function that just registered the user. But we need something like the authentication token. So we have to create a new table for the authentication. So I think we need something like personal access tokens. So for now we'll just have some service classes. Services will have something like auth service. So we'll have like a base service, and it should not we can just can't create an instance. Nope. So we'll just have something like public function construct. So database will be database get instance. So we have private, so protected db. Sorry, it will be PDO, and it will be database. So we'll serve just extends the base service. And do we need anything in the constructor? So we just get a public function register user. Just great. And have something like string $name string. So we'll just call it array data. Just return the current user. So we haven't created model and stuff, so we are not in the mood to do something like that. So we'll just create this database. Prepare statements. So insert into users. So name, email, and password, and the values will be question mark question mark and question mark. So database, how can we add? So it's a prepare statement. Can we have like this? So let me just search it. Let me just try. I will search it later. So email will be email and password will be password. Password will be password. Can we have just like this? So here just call user service. So we'll make it just so bash repository. So repository public function get select all from users, just return so statement. So I think it should be like the roach. So $10 roach, I think. So I think we have associated bed, right? So PDO fetch assoc just an array. Similarly, we will need a public function first. And ID, it will be just be the array. So it will be a row. I don't have to use prepared statements. Do I have to? ID will be $ID. So like this. So row fetch can you call this string field and mixed value, and where the field will be the value. So what the heck? So PDO PHP prepare statements, fetch, execute, establish a PDO statement as PDO. I have something like this one. So execute, let's just execute. Aha, so not this one. So this is the statement, and we have statement execute. I think this will be a better way. So I think this will be a better idea. So if I do here name, so it will be email, it will be the password. So instead of execute, you can just do bind param, like bind param. We don't need array. So we need name, and we'll just pass the data as this one. So will be email, and this will be the password. So we'll just statement execute, so it will return this value. So it will not be error, I think. Yeah, that's well the boolean. So where the field will be the value. So it should be a property statement prepare. So it's not row, it's the statement bind param. So field will be bounded with the field, and the value will be bounded with the value, right? So now the row will be statement execute or fetch all. Yeah. Aha. So statement fetch. So can I have something like public function construct, and we'll have private user repository. So this user repository, new user repository. User repository. Sorry. Fast email data email existing user, if not empty existing user, so just return response false, and the errors will be email, the email fill each already taken. Not a semicolon here. The message and it's a 400 error. Nope, it's a 400 error. What the heck? Can you just check this? Auth controller line 47. Aha! Printer $E. Fast can be a boolean too. So user will be this, which repository create $data return response. Okay, so created, and it will be user. So I'll send like this. Status will be true, and data will be user, and message user created successfully. So if I want to have the last user created, just what the heck use this. SQLite, create, insert data. How can I have last user detail? Insert get last user. What the heck? Statement last. Up. So what the heck? Why it's not created? Wow. User are being created, but so I think this will make it a string. So string, video string. Param string video. So by default it's this. Find by ID. Where ID will be the ID. Video paramint. Find by ID. Sorry. What the heck? Aha. think it was working fine. So statement execute. So fine first. So wow. So just do this for integer. If I have these users, if I copy this email and if I recreate it, so it have to show some of the errors. Unique constraint field, so it not working at all. So when you're bending the param, we can have is it's not working. Can we just stack overflow.ai? Why not working? Will it work? So what is the difference between bind value and bind param? Let's try it. Oh, it's working now. So how does it work? So it if work bind param on it. It will work for bind param too, but can't we dynamically bind the column name? So I guess no. So it's okay. So it's working now. So if we try to make this, looks like image already taken. So much long time for the registration only. So it's okay. So we'll just location dot replace. So href will be login.html, msg will be registered if response, then so if it is registered, then it will be redirected to login page, but we haven't secured our password, so it's not encrypted. So before storing, so we have to encrypt the password, right? So data password will be password underscore hash and data password. So algorithm will be it work. Let's just check. What the error? Valid password algorithm. Oh, so I didn't have password underscore bcrypt. Yep. It's registered successfully. Now if we see in the database, so we have bcrypt increased password. So this is our restaurant. Similarly, now what we can have is we can have a function for login. So we have to do it fast now, so we can just do response to bound it to the STP route. So let's see. So we have initial method, right? Show push method and API/login, and we'll have the same something like this. So it will be not the imam. So if it is not existing, if it's empty, so we'll just return the provided credentials are incorrect. Else we have to check re-verify if password verify. So we have, I think, a password and hash. So password will be data, password and hash will be existing user. Password can just call it user. If not same, so we can just return it. If it's right, so we'll just return it. Okay, user logged in successfully. So we have indicated a token add, so we have to just create a new token and store it in the database. And while fetching, so we can just do something like create token and just verify the token. So for now, I'll just copy this one to login one, just call it the login, and welcome back user. So investor is not welcome back. So create account. So we'll not need the name field. We'll not need the password confirmation field. Just have this the login form. So same process. Login form. So it's the login form. So we don't need name, we don't need password information, we don't need this, we don't need a name. Here we have the login. So we'll just rewrite to index.html. Logged in. So we haven't set any token, so for now we'll just test if it's work or not. So just restart this. So if in the login, if I do random sums, this one, so add event listener, cannot find something. Why? Why this one? Aha. It's not register, so it's the login here. So if I do random password and email, so it will just say that provided credentials are incorrect. So if I try to go to the register page, so and create a dummy user, so test user, test at the rate gmail.com, password will be password. So it's registered. So if I try to log in as test@gmail.com and password will be random, so it will just say provided credential are incorrect. So if I just do password, so it will redirect to the index page. So our authentication system is being completed, but we haven't created a token. So now what we have to check, we have to create a new table for the password access tokens or personal access tokens. So in the database .php, so what we can do is we can create another one like this. So create table not access personal access tokens. So it will have an integer id, so and it will have a token, can just be a string, so it means paragraph, maximums 255, so it will be not null and user id and get it. We just don't, if we need this, so we can also add expires at for now we'll just remove this, we don't need this. So we have another table here, person access token. So we have ID token, user ID created and updated, right? So now what we can have, can have in the user repository. So we can just add two function to just create a token. Public function create token. So we'll pass the user ID here. So it will just return the token only. So it will be just a string. So, first we have to check the user will be this find by ID, user ID. So if empty $user, so if empty $user is empty, so just return false. So if the user exists, so we can just get a statement will be this database. So we just normal need query, not a repeat query. So select insert into personal access tokens, where we have a token and we have a user score ID. So values will be, so a token will be token, and user will be $user ID. So I don't think it will work, so we have to write double quotation here and we'll have to close it, double quotation, and we'll just have to insert single quotation here. So I think it will work now. So we don't have a token, so token will be, so we can just go PHP random access token generation. So random by x and combination x to x. So we just need this function. It should be a private function. Just return the string. Just return this. So variable. Just throw exception. So will be generate secure access token. I'll just throw exception. Statement execute. Statement execute. So just return the token, else return false. Function get user by token, so string token. So we'll have just provide an array, or it will be false. So statement will just this database will be prepared query. So select all from personal access tokens, where the token field will be the token. So statement aha will be token. Statement bind parent, so token will be token, and we'll just statement execute. First statement fetch video fetch a sock. So like this, this will be the row. So if empty row, it will just return false, else return. So we have to join, you just have to write another query. So statement will be this database, just call it query, select all from users, where id will be, so we just have id, right? So what you can do is you can just do find, so just return user, find by id, so it will be the row user id. Will it work? I don't know, just to check. So in the login, the auth controller, in the login one, after you verify the password, so we have to create a new token. So create user repository, create access token. So create token, it will be data, so it will be user plus id. So we'll just return if the token will be like this. So just return user will be user, and token will be token. So while returning, we don't have to send the user, we have to just unset the user password. Else just return some error occurred, please try again later. authentication.com password and token is created, if I guess right. So why there are two tokens? Aha, why two tokens are being created? So create token. So we'll just return. So I don't think we need a statement. So if query, we can directly call this. So I think this is password. So here we have our password. So right, so it's working. So in the auth.js, so if there is response, so just log the response. I just not to do it now. So just log the response. We have the token and we have the user. So we will be just storing the token in the local storage. So we have local storage, set item, access token will be response dot data dot token. After that we just redirect it. So test password and the application in the local storage, we have, I think we have to access token. So this token will be used for the verification of this user. So now what we can have is we have to check if there is token or not. So now what we can have in the chat.js, so the login and register is complete. Now we have to secure this route. So currently, so now anyone can enter into this, so we have to secure this route. So we need a middleware that checks if there is a valid token or not, right? So we can't use this here. So like how can we secure this token? So we have to create a user route. So if the user has to send a call a API to the user route, if it is valid, so it's valid, otherwise it's not valid. Much is the line? So I think this is very much for today. It's about how much time? 1 hour and 50 minutes. So what we can have now. So what we can have is we'll just have to create a user endpoint and try to hit the user endpoint in the chat.js. So if it's written valid response, so it's logged in, otherwise we'll redirect it to the login page. So let me just do that. So auth controller, so we just need a user, click function, get logged in user, request request. So api.js. Okay, what we can do is authorization. So we'll have a parameter protected will be by default false. Each protected be false, so const headers will be just like this. So if the route is protected, so we just have to add a start. Can just do like this. Authorization will be local storage dot get item access token. So we just have to pass the headers here. So now we'll just written there. So access token. So we'll later create a middleware for this. For now, I just create the code here. Validation code here. Access token will be the request. Get header. Authorization. So if not access token, so we'll just return response JSON to be. So we'll just return this one. 401. Oh, it's 401. It's 401. So we'll just have a response. So you have to be authenticated to access the resource. We don't have to do like this. If it's here, so get user by token, so it will be the access token. So if not access token, or if not Type will be module. So in this one, so let's call API. So API slash user. Strip it out. It's the get method plus API slash user. User in the get method, and it will have no ID body, and it will be true. Dot response log response. Const options will be method will be method, and it will be body. If the method is the get method not equal to get method, we can have options of body, options of body to be body, but here is not body, here is headers. We can have just options internal server index out of range. Yep, user logged in successfully. So if not, if not response, location dot replace or href will be login.html is equal to unauthorized. Just remove this, delete this key, so it will you have to be authenticated to access this resource. Okay, and it will be redirected in this one. So if I try to go this page, so it will just show this and direct to this. So if I try to log in, wow, board is not defined. Aha, it will be data. The heck. The heck. JSON.stringify data. Yep, it's working now. So later we have to move this authentication logic to the middleware. So for now it's good. So today we have implemented the storage engine for just users, not for messages. So now user can create account, user can log in, and it's the personal access token that is saved into the local storage, and while fetching it will be used later. So you can just firstly create a middleware. So middlewares, so it's the authentication middleware. It's the HTTP authentication middleware. So we'll have a separate WebSocket authentication middleware, and it will just extend HTTP middleware. We'll have a function handle. I think we have handle function. I'll just extend this one. So sorry, it's implement. So we have your logic, so we can just cut it here. Also we can just call it here. So and just can return. So request set attribute the user to be so just the user repository will be new user repository. So user repository just call it user and just return next request. So now what we can have something like, you can have a set middlewares. I think here HTTP authentication middleware. I think with the middlewares, right? So now user will be request get attribute user. So unset data user. So we have successfully implemented HTTP authentication middleware and protected the user route with it. So if the token is missing, so if I did this, so if I refresh this, you have to be authentic. You have to be authenticated. So you have to be authenticated to access this resource, right? So this is the case. So we have completely implemented the authentication system. So I think this is for today. So we have streamed over 2 hours. So we will be implementing the storage of the message and fetching of the old messages tomorrow. So I think this is for today. Bye bye. Good night, everyone. So I'll just push this now for now. Just get a status. Oh no, can't do this. We can just add the data folder here. I think this file is already added. Git restore. I just forget git remove unstage of still files. Data slash data slide. So I think this is ignored now. So git add dot git commit MySam implement database connection and create authentication system. Git push. So I think this is for now. So good night, everyone. Bye bye.